Good news. Christ is returning. Good news. The whole world's burning. Good news. He's coming. Coming to take us all home. That's my little tune for the day. Good news. But you know what? People look at the world around us, and there are those who are full of faith and hope and waiting on the Lord, and there are a lot of Debbie Downers or Karens. Karen Downers. You know what a Karen is, hopefully. A Karen is a woman, particularly, who is grumpy, difficult, a little on the self-righteous side, if not a lot. And a Karen is a person who makes big mistakes interpersonally. That's true. But my message today is not about Karens. It's for the Karens out there. But before I get started, here is the coffee of the day. Thank you, Sherry. And here's my J. Lee Bob the Builder cookie. Marvelous cookie. And I'm going to not leave it so long. I'm going to run the risk of breaking it. So, 3, 2, 1, 0. I got close to losing it yesterday. Still just a little too close. A little less time. You know, we have the Gospel of John, the Gospel of Mark, the Gospel of Luke, the Gospel of Matthew. And I'm sorry we call it the Gospel. We should call it by its definition. The word gospel means good news. So it should be the good news of John, the good news of Matthew, the good news of Mark, the good news of Luke. And what is the good news? The good news is that we've been liberated from all our guilt and sin and shame and yada, yada, yada. The good news is you don't have to remain where you're at. You can make changes in your life when you're sincere and wanting to. And that's a big deal, the sincerity. I constantly fight with my weight. I constantly am trying to stay within a certain parameter. And I can do good for a while, but then I always blow it. You know, I'll watch the pounds creep up. I was just recently given some information on a diet called the rotating carb diet. And I've been on it maybe a little over a week. And I'm seeing results. And I'm not starving myself. And I'm eating the good stuff. The way it works is real simple. Have your regular meal. Eat those carbs. But the next day, eat only half the number of carbs, which means you might have to change the diet a little bit. I made a slightly bigger salad here, a little less gravy or potato over here, but you cut your carbs in half. And the third day, this is what's called rotating, but the third day, interesting enough, is a no-carb day, which means meat and cheese and dairy and other salads, all of that is perfectly legitimate. And I like eating like this. Matter of fact, I'm boasting I'm back on my downhill slide weight, my uphill slide in in energy. I'll put it like that. But now, how can we be heroes, okay, and not a Karen or a Debbie Downer? Simple. Good news. Remember the good news, number 1. Share the good news, number 2. And number 3 is give God the glory. So when I talk about sharing the good news, surely you know, like I do, people who are bummed out or broken or wounded or sick, okay, who need a healing. Do you have the courage as a hero to pray for someone's healing? I learned a long time ago when someone come up and said, well, Rabbi Michael, would you pray for me? I'm sick, or pray for me. I'm going to the doctor. You know what I learned to do? Pray for them right on the spot. Number one, they know I actually prayed for them. Number two, I kept in good faith with them when I said yes. And number three, I've given them a reason to hope, a reason to exercise a little faith. You see, a hero is really Yeshua. I'll just be honest. Because not by might nor by power, my power, but by the Spirit, that's the Lord. And that's where the real excitement, the healing, the energy, the salvation, the rescue. Did you know in the book of James, if you read the last two verses, by the way, it should be called the book of Yaakov, okay? But in the book of James, last two verses, it says that if anyone turns a person from the error of their ways, they have saved a life. Lifesavers. And I know a little bit about life saving. As a young man, I was silly. I thought I knew how to swim. And I jumped off of a diving board and couldn't come back up. Someone came in and got me and brought me out. Saved my life. And I regret, I was a kid. When I came to, I got up and ran. I was afraid, embarrassed. And so, Lord God, whoever that person was, please bless them for my life. Which also tells me I've got a purpose for being here. Now, I've had some real ups and some real downs since my life was saved. But nevertheless, here I am, speaking to you about still being a hero. I know a couple who are really Karens, downers. And you just want to grab them and love them and hug them and just tell them it's going to be all right. And then prove it. That's the big deal. So we have the choice of being heroes or downers. And I think you and I, who love the Lord, called according to his purpose, have been given the Great Commission to go in all the world and preach the good news, okay, to encourage, inspire, to bless the good news. We're hero material. Maybe not every day, but there are days I can put my heart into it. Today, by the way, happens to be one of those. Okay, I'm prepared to witness, to share, to teach, to do the things that please the Lord. And tonight, by the way, our topic on Wake Up is music can heal, music can drive out evil, it gives praise, and draws you closer to the Lord, to Adonai. It's the big deal. You know, I don't think the Beach Boys or the Beatles are going to send you to the lake of fire if you listen to them. No, I like the blues myself. But there are times, fairly regular, I have to crank on what I consider to be true believer music, and it just lifts my soul. And sometimes we can do that for other people. We can turn on the right tune, maybe literal music, or the music we make by the words that God gives us, that we can lift others. And that's what it means to be a hero. Ordinary people being used by God for his glorious purpose. That's you, and that's me. Agreed? Of course you agree. See, you're the smartest people in the whole world. Not because you watch this program. You're the smartest people in the whole world because you know, without a doubt, that you encourage me. You are, in many ways, the hero who clicks that button, that says share or follow or whatever. Okay? Good news. Christ is returning. Good news. The whole world's burning. And it will. And it is. But it's coming to take us home. I can do anything, endure anything in this life. And sometimes the pain is very, very significant. But my mindset is not based on my world around me, but based on my God above me. Are you following me? Hopefully I'm making sense. Thank you, Sherry. This is really good coffee. So, by the way, Sherry, if you didn't know, is the lady who supplies my coffee. And she doesn't drink coffee, but she supplies mine. It's kind of like being a sponsor. And Jay Lee and Bob the Builder, they're the cookie makers. Now, why is that important today? Because they're the inspiration, or part of the inspiration, that keeps me going day in and day out. You know, I get up in the morning and I look at that coffee pot, flip the switch. Okay. Then I turn and I find my baggie full of J. Lee Bob the Builder cookies. Also my sponsors. Interesting enough, it doesn't take much to keep me going. Those are heroes. You know, we know the story of Moses, how he stood up and held his staff above his head. And when the staff was above his head, Israel was winning the battle, the Amalekites. And when his arms came down, they began to lose the battle. And then Hur, H-U-R, and Aaron put a rock under him, set him down, and they held his arms up for him. They were the heroes. Oh, yeah, Moses had the stick, but Aaron and Hur had the strength. Think about it. Pretty cool. You think your pastor, your rabbi, or your priest does this all by himself? No. We each have a pack of heroes that help us when we can't hold the staff above our head anymore. And they come along and hold it for us. Anyway, don't be a Karen, okay? Adjust whatever you think you need to adjust. If you don't like the direction your life is going, then you change it. And you know how you change it? By prayer. Lord God, I'm a boogerhead. I'm a problem child. I'm unhappy. I'm miserable. I don't like me. Would you please save me from me? Did you hear that? Please save me from me? Yeah. That's a good way to get started in a lifestyle of good news and being a hero. So anyway, this is my story today. Please join us tonight for music. We're having a special guest, okay? And we might even play a song or two. What do you think of that? You do? Okay, cool. So, nevertheless, here we are, looking for this evening. I got a class to teach, 2 classes to teach today, and I'm looking forward to that also. So, with all this said and done, I've asked you to hit the buttons. Please do. And now, your blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you and cause his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and lift up his countenance to you. May he give you peace. And remember, before you ever take a class on something, make sure that you've made up your mind to be changed. Prayer, and then class. So I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Take care of you. And by his grace, be back tomorrow.